Okay. So hey, folks, it's May 2nd, 2024, the Helm Dev meeting. Um, I'm moderating. I'm Scott Rigby, your moderator for the week. Karen's taking notes, and George has been doing issue triage. So I'm gonna paste the paste the link to the chat, or paste the link to the notes here, even though you can find it in our community documentation. Anyhow, so just getting started here, a few minutes late. There's a couple of there are several discussion items so far. And if any of you have discussion items you haven't put on the list, like please put them on there. Or if you can't access the doc somehow, just like ping or pop them in Slack and then we can put them on there for you. Are there any announcements that aren't on here? Okay, sounds like, I will actually mention one that's it's not really a one-time announcement. It's more like an ongoing thing. More of a reminder that we have, for those who haven't heard about this, we are having regular Helm 4 meetings, mainly to work on the roadmap. So if anyone's interested in that, we can make that information available to you. And it's already linked in the meeting notes if you just do a search in the meeting notes document. But that's my only announcement. So I guess we can go on to Evan's first item. Can you speak, Evan?
Yeah, I can. Hi everyone, nice to see you. I'm looking at few issues and just realized that when trying to figure out what Helm is doing internally, it would be nice to have some level of extra debugging output. And in the new Unix world, Linux tools and what have you, you'll see verbosity levels. So I was just thinking, I'm hoping I don't need to explain what that is, but for anyone who watches this recording later on, it's essentially saying that I need more logs, and you pass in either a number of how verbose your tool should be, and I've found that as a good standard practice. kubectl and what have you have this supported. So I'm just wondering whether that's something we should look into. Is it something that's been talked about? Do we need a heap for this? What's the what's up with that? So open to discussion.
I haven't directly seen anything. I have looked at the logging code before, and and this is a long time ago that I looked at it, but if I remember correctly, the logging library we're using doesn't really lend itself very well to that. Obviously, there's new, more modern logging libraries that would do it better. Unfortunately, they also changed the output, and since we can't break the output of the log messages, debug messages, etc., because that will break users that scrape them. I gave up on the idea myself, but that doesn't mean I'm the end all be all.
Yeah, but we could go with that idea, Joe. Like it means that we can't say, okay, here's less debugging information, right? Because that would break what folks are already expecting. But we could give people an option to have more verbose debugging with a flag, because that wouldn't hurt backwards compatibility, right?
Right. No, I was just talking about the logging libraries that are already built for doing leveled logs.
Oh, I see.
So what we're using
doesn't have that option. I see.
So I did look at and I've seen a few logging libraries that well, specifically the one that I looked at called Klog, we probably you all know about, would have the ability of essentially intercepting whatever log message that you send through. Am I not clear? Probably.
You're good.
Okay, cool. It has the ability to intercept logs, and you can either format or do all sorts of things with a log message. And there's probably opportunity there. I haven't thought of this problem that Joe, you brought up, which is a valid one. But there's probably opportunity there in having a way to intercept the logs that are, say we say a certain log level is the default one for dash debug. That is the default log level, and all log messages that are written there would follow a certain format. And the default logs that are spit out, those shouldn't be affected. And anything else that comes after then, follows a certain different format, say. And then maybe Helm 4, we can probably rethink it. But that's me going ahead of myself and thinking of a specific implementation. But,
my hot take is, I mean, I would generally be in support of the idea, but it sounds like the details are important. So it might be worth looking at what would need to change, thinking about the compatibility issue. I agree in Helm 4, now Helm has structured logging. It would be nice to not have this compatibility guarantee on log format output, but that would be a different discussion, I guess. And yeah, I guess the main thing is figuring out what needs to change in order to support this. Otherwise, it seems like a good idea, of course.
Did you see my message just now? I actually didn't, believe it or not, know about this, if this is the case. I'm just searching the issues, and I'm seeing one issue from, I'm seeing one comment from Matt Farina here that I saying something about this. I'm not aware of this.
Me neither.
Yeah, I'm just not aware of it. I'm literally searching the issues for these words, verbose and logging, and that comment on this issue is the first time I've ever heard of that.
I just test it out right now. Well, the V flag, nothing is happening. I might be missing something. Because I know kubectl, kubectl does accept the V flag. I don't know whether that's the same case for Helm output. So even instrumentation wise, I don't think that's a case. My quick thought on this is that this is just being passed through to kubectl, or rather not kubectl, but client Go, which interprets the V flag, because it uses a library called Klog, which then interprets this and uses it accordingly.
Yeah, I'm actually not seeing that, so I'm curious what that comment of his is about. But there's also this issue. I think Evans, if you want to sort of tie these together, this looks related. So yeah, honestly, I've just been going down the list, and this is just number 4 in the list, and there really aren't that many, believe it or not. So this is my query. If you wouldn't mind just taking a just taking a look through them and seeing if any others, including the one that I just mentioned, speak to this. I didn't read super in depth about the hip that Matt was asking about for this one.
You mentioned this.
Yeah. But if that's something you could do, if that's something you want to do, then yeah, that would be good to either find a canonical issue for that or make one that references these others, you know, and so that we can have an ongoing discussion somewhere, or you know, just like if there's already an issue that really covers what you want, then we could just sort of pick it up again. And if there is not, then yeah, making one would be great. And just also let me know if like, for example, this issue was closed because it was marked stale since like 2021. Maybe you want to like reinvigorate it and then we can reopen it. So just, I guess, let us know.
Cool, we'll do that.
Cool.
Hey, sorry, just for capturing notes, are you asking Evans to grade a hit?
Not necessarily. I think just
Okay.
at least like one issue, a place where we can discuss it.
Okay.
Because I don't actually know if we need a hip for this yet or not. Yes, but I didn't want to jump to a conclusion without like really going in depth and looking at that issue in depth. It just, from a quick search, it looks like there are already some issues that point to this, this desire. And so just kind of like gathering them together, following up on it, and having just like one common place to discuss it would be really great. And it might be that as we look through it, someone on our team might say, hey, look, we really do in fact need a hip for this. And then that could be a follow-up task if that's something that you or someone else wants to do. And if it's not, that if we do get there and it's not something you want to do, then we can just sort of let that go stale on its own and close. Again, to be picked back up on later. But it doesn't look to me, at least through looking at this, that there's like one issue that references the other ones. And it would be good to gather that so that if there is a PR for a hip, that those can be referenced there too.
Yeah.
I'd be a strong supporter of going to Klog in Helm 4. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, we would get we would get client go logs, well, at least verbosity logging infrastructure for free. So your V level will be translated by our client go libraries quite well. So it's quite nice. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, see, this is the kind of stuff like what you just mentioned, Joe. That's the kind of stuff that would be really great to like have a place to put that. I guess for now it can be in the notes for the meeting, but it would be really lovely if we had some spot where we could. Yeah. I mean, if it's helpful, I could make an issue right now. But I just, I think it might be good
8 minutes.
to task out. Yeah.
You said there's a bunch of issues. It's just topics. We have 8 minutes, so time check.
Yeah. Go on.
Let's move on to the So let's move on to the next topic. Thanks, Joe. We have.
Yes. So the other one was more of trying to understand what's happening there. So basically, this issue, it's something I was looking at this morning, and when you package, when you run Helm package, and also Helm install after building dependencies and dependencies getting downloaded, they're just not being found by Helm package command, and it's very specific to this chart. So if I have the same dependencies in a Helm create full chart, that works. But if I use this cloned repo, I'm seeing this bug. or rather this issue. So before digging deeper into what's happening, I thought I'd bring it up here in case someone would have ideas or a pointer to what's happening there. But it's a bizarre one that I haven't seen before. Obviously, we could do that async, but I just wanted to bring it to the attention of the group.
I'm really
Be happy
sorry.
to,
I actually don't.
be
I
happy to take a look, but I'm
actually-
driving.
Sorry?
I said be happy to take a look, but I'm driving.
Yeah. Whenever it can be done async, that's fine. That's what I just. Yeah, it doesn't have to be done now. But wanted to bring to your attention in case someone has seen that.
Yeah, I think
Oh.
it needs. I couldn't see anything immediately obvious, so yeah, more investigation needed, I think.
My only question is this something any of us have been able to reproduce?
Yes, I did reproduce but the bit that I thought was bizarre was I'm only able to reproduce with their specific repo, a chart that's in their repository. So you clone that, everything looks okay, but then if you run Helm dep build, Helm package, the packages that the dependencies are downloaded and you can see them, but Helm package doesn't find them. So it claims that the dependencies they don't exist. So I've checked Helm ignore and various other places. And my next thing was checking the code, which I instrumented to sort of spit out what's happening. But nothing stands out. So before I spin up a debugger, I thought I first asked the group, because you all have worked on this code base longer than I have.
I'd look at the cherry YAMLs in them because that's where I've seen something weird like that. I don't remember if it was exactly that, but if the chart name doesn't match the chart YAML, you can have weird things happen.
I was just gonna say that was one of them, and another one is if they have. I haven't looked at it yet, but if they have any interesting versioning going on, the very first thought that I have is the versioning doesn't seem to be. I could be wrong, but it does not seem to really follow Semver. So like under their dependencies, I mean, yeah, the parent chart is a beta, which I think should be okay. But then the dependency versions are just like tilde 15, tilde 19, tilde 18. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I haven't actually.
No, this makes sense. This is a good spot. If it's not Semver, then Helm will likely not find it in its dependency search process. It relies from memory strongly on matching Semver versions. Try running or suggest they run Helm lint on the chart and fix warnings and etc. And it'll probably point out the bad versions.
Or Helm lint and?
Yep. Oh, Helm lints, like either you run it yourself and see what happens, or have them run it, or both. But yeah, it's just Helm lint.
Yeah, and read the versions. Here's like the place to like show not only the version that's the package that Helm uses for versioning, and that explains not only the constraints but also like what's allowable for Semver, and that way is I know we allow things that aren't strict Semver in the sense that I mean they are strict Semver, but it's a convention that shows the major and minor, so we can do like 8.x, right, or 8.x.x or something, or etc. So we have like kind of shorthands for a Semver range. And what I said I wasn't sure about is just I haven't seen whether or not simply a single number like that could count as a Semver range. My thought is maybe My thought is probably not, but I could be wrong. So if someone wants to take a look at that, that's the place to look. And you could reproduce that by like trying to create versions like that and see if that doesn't pick up just on your own clean like chart when you do something like Helm create foo, you know.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, Joe, for that. And thanks, Scott, for, well, everyone, and George yourself as well. Yeah, I've taken notes, so I'll try these out, see whether I get to the bottom of this.
I'm gonna save my mainly I was just gonna note about like triage maintainer and core maintainer nominations. We can follow up on that in Slack. I think we're already talking about it. So my shout outs are basically just to you two for doing PR reviews. I'm sure there's more shout outs to be had, so hope nobody feels left out. And assignments for the next call. Anybody who can do moderator?
I can moderate.
Okay. And notes?
I can do notes again.
Awesome. I'm just gonna skip to PR review.
I can try and do some. I'm just very busy at the moment.
Okay, and I saw your hand go up, George. Or sorry, Evans. I heard what you said. So that's great. I believe you said that like moving ahead, you have like 1 day a week even to help with this kind of thing. That's totally awesome. So I think we have and core maintainers who can be present. I know I can. I'll do my very best to be in a place where I have better Wi-Fi this time. So sorry for the late start. And it's 101. So thanks everybody. We'll see you on the Slacks.
Alrighty. Thank you all. Have a good day.